What is up, everybody? Fantasy Endgame. We're here to draft as we do each and every week. I'm Pierre. He's Chris. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. We are here every week doing mock drafts to get you ready for next season of fantasy football. Hit the notification bell. That means you'll know exactly when we go live multiple times a week. These drafts fill up in nanoseconds these days. So you want to join in and draft with us, be ready. And the link is going to drop in a second. So, Chris, we're going to do another, 12 team, pretty typical PPR. Of course, We don't do standard around here. 3 receivers, 2 running backs. Anything else tricky tonight?
No, pretty standard. It's first draft of the week. Don't want to get too crazy yet, ease people into it. So, 2 running back, 3 wide receiver, 1 QB, 1 tight end, 1 flex, full PPR.
All right, there it is. I'm taking the 2 spot tonight. Feeling generous myself. Number 5 spot. Good draft future Bill, Derrick Henry, possibly. All right. Shall we do it?
Let's do it. Link dropping in 3, 2, 1. Good luck to everybody.
Now, been a lot of news just in the last few days, NFL-wise. I wonder how much that will shake things up as far as ADP. I don't think anything massive. No, it's not like the NFL draft has taken place yet, but did get some news. I know someone just mentioned there, Lamar got franchise tagged. That's not a surprise. Guys like Pollard got tagged, but now we're hearing Derrick Henry that they've been shopping him around, like he's going to get traded. I'm not sure that'll happen, but Derek Carr got signed. A lot of stuff going on, even in March.
Yeah, a lot of stuff going on. It's only going to get crazier with free agency. What, week and a half away or whatever it is? March 15th, right? March 15th, I think free agency officially starts.
It's coming up, and even though you absolutely should not overreact to it, let's see how much overreaction there's to the combine in 40 times. Let's see how far, like Jordan Addison will be undrafted now and stuff like that. All right. That's it. It took officially less than 30 seconds. Someone was spamming the 11th spot, didn't get in. Fat finger, possibly. I can't say. Just sometimes, look, I can tell you from personal experience, the internet makes a big difference. It's a good thing I have inside track here. And I love already, I don't know if this is, have my suspicions, but we have Jazz Chisholm drafting right after you, Chris. I think I have a suspicion, but we'll see who it is. All right, let's get it going. Ready?
I'm ready. Here we go. Joe Castle's on the clock with the number 1 pick. Here we go. Yeah, and it's funny. The only reason I even know who Jazz Chisholm is from like editing your baseball videos last year.
That's right. You're going to hear a lot about him this year. All right. No surprises here. I'm happy with Chase. Tanner Wise. Tanner been almost every draft lately. Good job being ready.
Tanner's getting in. We got Stinger got in. What's up, Stinger? Stinger, the newest member of our Dynasty Endgame Dynasty League. Right. Welcome, Stinger.
And just like that, you are up. Cooper Kupp got taken. I know who you're going to take. There you go, Ty Hill. All right, Jazz. Let's see it. Which, by the way, good time to promote the Fan Game Baseball channel. If you are a baseball fan and you know who Jazz Chisholm is, check out Fantasy Endgame Baseball. That's it. Just search Fantasy Endgame Baseball. Got videos coming out there every week, too. All right. He took CeeDee Lamb, he or she. I know it's you, Bus. Devontae Adams, Stephon Diggs. All right. Nothing crazy so far in the first round.
Pretty typical. Make sure we don't have any crazy. I did see they put Jonathan Taylor at number 1 in the ADP. That's new. Are there any crazy, Cooper Kupp down at 150 or something?
Speaking of Derrick Henry, their rise above, saying Derrick Henry not even a top 10 running back. That is pretty disrespectful. That is definitely disrespectful.
That is, even by my standards, that's pretty disrespectful. But Daniel Jones got paid today. To get overpaid.
Overpaid? Yes.
Yeah. They should. I would have liked it better if they did something more like what Seattle did, where Seattle very smartly, the way they structured that contract with Geno, if he's terrible this year, like if he turns back into a pumpkin this year, they can easily move on from Geno Smith next year. The problem with the Giants is they gave Daniel Jones $82 million guaranteed over the next 2 years, so they're kind of pot committed to him. And we got some Giants fans saying he's overpaid.
Exactly. Giants fans even like usually you're happy you resign your quarterback. I think Giants fans aren't like jumping up and down.
No, that's not a good sign. Not a good sign. Yeah, the Lamar franchise tagged. That'll be interesting to see because they've franchise tagged him in a way that teams can actually make him an offer. And they can either say, we match it, or say, you get them, give us your first-round picks, which is kind of interesting.
I mean, I get the nature of the positions, right? Running backs, you don't want to shell out huge contracts, but it's just crazy. You think about the talent level. Like Saquon Barkley, like, we'll just tag him. And Daniel Jones is just, like, emptying the bag for him. It's like, there's something wrong with that.
Right? That's terrible. It's crazy. It's, like, makes no sense. I mean, I feel like every draft I have to do this. I mean, I have to go Henry here, right? I got to go Henry here.
There you go. That's a great spot for him.
Yeah, I can't complain about Derrick Henry there. What is he? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8th running back off the board. Like, I'll take Derrick Henry, RB8. I know you just got sniped by Stinger.
I did. I was hoping. Not expecting, but hoping.
So is this Bus or Jazz Chisholm? Or both?
It's Bus Chisholm.
This is what's crazy to me about the Lamar thing. I remember when Patrick Mahomes signed that deal, and at the time people were like, "That's insane." But look, this now we look at Patrick Mahomes' deal, and it's like it's a steal, right? Patrick Mahomes' contract is a steal. Like, yes, if like the Ravens had just sucked it up and paid Lamar like ridiculous money, it might hurt right now. But in like 2 years, when the QB market has drastically changed, it's going to be like, oh, Lamar Jackson's a value. So I just don't understand why the Ravens didn't just pay him tons of money to lock him up.
Oh, what we're hearing is that what they say, it's getting ugly, or it is ugly, or it's been ugly, and that like there's all this animosity. I don't know on which side. Maybe it's just both, and maybe it's just he wants a lot more than they want to pay, but it doesn't seem like it's going to happen. It seems like there's a sign and trade or something coming. All right. And Tanner got the auto pick with Dalvin Cook. Thank you.
The Dalvin Cook auto pick. It happens like every draft. Somebody autos Dalvin Cook. It's like the only way he gets drafted.
It worked to my advantage, so I'm okay with it. So hard here. The receivers left here. Again, it's like nobody stands out. Even Devontae Smith, I feel like it's almost too early for him there, but I feel like he was his best receiver there. You know what I mean? So
I mean, there is one receiver that I actually thought about when I took Derrick Henry.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Panic pick. All right. Yeah, I'm going to go early QB. I'm going to go with my QB1.
Oh, there you go. When in doubt, just go QB. Go early QB.
I got the stack now.
Yeah, St. Brown was a receiver I was thinking about with Henry.
Yeah, there he goes. Yep, first QB off the board. Olave, I don't know. I feel like that might be overreaction.
Yeah, I don't want to overreact, but I think here, I think here's fine for him. It's between him and another receiver. I mean, it's like I want to give my thoughts on players when I'm picking, but at the same time, I don't want like people to be like, oh yeah, him. But like, I think for me here, it's between him and DK. I'm not quite as hyped on Derek Carr as a lot of people are. Like, I think Derek Carr is good for Olave, but I don't think it's like, oh, to the moon. You know what I mean?
No.
So, I mean, I don't know. I'll probably go Olave here just because I like him.
I mean, it's okay to take him. Just because you take him doesn't mean you're like, like you said, hey, break out. He's going to win your league. I mean, I think this is where you need to take him if you want him. So I think that's fine. I mean, like, is DK Metcalf, Michael Pittman, Keenan Allen, all these guys, are they for sure going to be better than Olave? No, I think that's actually a good place for him.
Yeah, no, like I said, I think it's close between him and DK Metcalf there.
Question is, what the Saints do? They almost need to draft another receiver, don't they? Michael Thomas will be gone.
Well, now it sounds like Michael Thomas might not leave.
I don't know. We'll see about that.
I mean, Adams also had like 180 something targets. I don't think we can expect Olave to have 180 something targets. I mean, maybe. I think it's also, I'm not ready to put Olave on the Adams level yet.
That's what I was going to say. I think it's a little early to compare Olave to like the best fantasy receiver with 3 of the past 5 years. I think it's a little premature. He could be good, but I don't know if he'll be Devontae Adams good.
I mean, again, I like Derek Carr for Olave, but I'm not like, I don't think he's a massive upgrade for Olave.
Right. Well, you know who I do think he's good for, and you mentioned this the other day, a guy that you had on one of the videos as a sleeper, deep sleeper, but as Rashid Shaheed as a deep threat. In his best ball format, definitely guy that I love. So that's an upgrade for a guy like him, but you're not worried about drafting him right now. Bus asking the hard-hitting questions. You throw that up there. You want to throw that up there?
That escalated quickly. Serial killer now.
It's not a good idea to put like unreliable sources as news from Twitter. Yeah, I'm leaving him undrafted, regardless of his interaction with children or whatever he does in his free time. But just because he's not as good anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I won't leave him undrafted, but he's got to fall for me. Like, I don't have him. Like, I probably wouldn't even have him in my top 15, maybe top 15. I don't know. He just feels like the ceiling isn't really there for him. And now people are gonna say he had a 50-point game. Okay, I mean, yeah, one time when he went for 5 touchdowns. I just feel like he's more like a floor play these days, which is fine. But I want to draft like a guy like him later.
Yeah, the first 4 or 5 rounds, you should not be drafting for floor. Exactly. No. You should be looking for something more. Yeah, I think your friend there might want to watch some more football.
Yeah.
I was gonna say more endgame videos, but like just more actual football, maybe.
Yeah, I don't even think they need to watch endgame videos. Just watch some football.
Just watch football.
I mean, as much as I like Najee Harris, and as much as I like, rail on Derrick Henry in fantasy, at least, I've never said Derrick Henry is like a bad running back. Like Derrick Henry is a great running back. It's just my concerns with Derrick Henry have always been, of course, he doesn't catch passes, and can he actually survive all these carries? Well, so far, apart from 1 year, he doesn't really catch passes, but he survives the carries, no problem.
He's definitely still alive. I mean, I think we can't even put that in the equation now after the last 2 years. Yeah. You can't even say, oh, no. So, yeah, there's no question about Derrick Henry, I think, being a top 5 running back.
Yeah, Derrick Henry, definitely a top 5 real life running back for sure.
You are up again.
See, this is, oh man.
I don't know that you were thinking running back because you already have a running back, but Breece Hall and DeAndre Swift going back to back right before your turn probably knocks that position completely out for you, given what's left.
Not really. There's a great value here, and it's just, do I want to take it?
Yeah, I think I see.
Yeah.
Who you mean?
I mean, I don't really like to have 2 running backs this early, but I mean,
there's some good receivers left too.
Yeah, I'm going to do it. I just think the value's too good. The value's too good there for Ramondre.
That probably knocks running back out for me this round. The next round, I can come back and get somebody still, but yeah, that was the guy. That was definitely the guy.
Yeah, I mean, that definitely, I'll definitely probably take a pause on running back for a bit now. He did look dustier last year. I will say that. He definitely had some games that were un-Henry like, last year, like a stretch there where he was get like 2 yards a carry. He'd get like 25 carries and have like 57 yards or whatever. Just terrible. So maybe this is the year. Maybe this is the year. I mean, it will happen at some point. Nobody can, be that good forever. So
yeah, the wheels fall off for every running back at some point. Wow, Joe. Okay, I really thought I would have my pick a running back on the way back. I was wrong. Taking the running back 3 there. All right. I did think Dobbins was going to be a good value. I mean, it's okay. I'm not set on him, but did not see that coming.
I mean, I've been worried about Henry for like 3 straight years. It's kind of like Tom Brady at this point. You just got to keep taking him until he finally shows you that it's over. Right? Like, because I remember my first ever dynasty startup was a Superflex dynasty startup, and Tom Brady was like mid 30s, 35, 36, probably somewhere around there. And I remember like people were like, ooh, like, okay, maybe you take Tom Brady if you're like in win now mode, but that's it. You don't take Tom Brady unless you're like in win now mode. 10 years later, you still would have had like an elite Tom Brady going for your dynasty team. So I just think there's certain guys, and Derrick Henry's one of them, that like, at this point, maybe this year's the year, but maybe it's not, and you just got to keep rolling the dice. And I mean, I'm not gonna overdraft Derrick Henry, but like in a case like this, if he falls this far, I'll gamble on him. But I'm not gonna overdraft him. But I think it, yeah.
There are some players you just don't worry. Just you just give him the Lil Wayne treatment. He is not human. He's not human. And then like back in his prime, AP was like that, right? Adrian Peterson was like, oh, he tore his ACL. There's no way he's coming back. Yeah. And then he had 2,000 yards. Like some guys are just like that.
All right. Wow. Hopkins in the 5th. That was nice.
Yeah, I'm not like all over Hopkins this year. Obviously, we don't know what Arizona's going to look like, but the target share will be there in that spot. I'm fine with him.
I think Hopkins in the 5th. I don't think he'll be on Arizona, but I'm sure wherever he goes, it's going to go to a team that needs a wide receiver. So I think he'll be fine wherever he goes.
He's not in Arizona. That's even better.
Yeah, Hopkins at the 502 is really good value.
Now I'm curious to see what the running back situation is like. I think most people, I'm looking ahead, most people have at least 1 or 2 running backs on the rest of the way, except for Ale, and he's probably going to stay true to his strategy. So I think I'm okay. I did notice here, Brian, going 0 wide receiver, 3 running backs, and a quarterback.
Well, you're on the clock in the 5th. Gabe Davis is still there. Let's see it. Pull the trigger. Pull the trigger on Gabe.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Pickens, good pick.
When you say we, it's not me. I'm not drafting him in the 5th. That's too high.
Yeah, we are not. I'm definitely not. And then there was this vague quote which said something about him. What was it? Taking things more seriously, or you know what I mean? Like now they're calling him out, his work ethic. It's like that's not what you want to hear, especially for a guy who just came off a wasted year as a rookie. I mean,
especially not when it's the Lions, because if we saw last year, the Lions don't blow smoke. Like when Dan Campbell calls you out, it probably means you're in the doghouse, right? Like Dan Campbell isn't calling you out to motivate you or push you. Like if he calls you out, it means you're probably in the doghouse for real.
Yeah, he's a no BS kind of coach. Yeah, he's not going to put up with that probably. No, I'm not crazy about Jameson Williams in the first place. I want to see it before I know he's going to take a huge target share, in that offense. But yeah, that's too early. 5th round is too early.
Honestly, I could be off on this, but I probably won't have any Jameson this year just because he will go too early for me. I don't know.
Right. That's the thing. A lot of guys, you got to get them at cost. You think he might be a good sleeper or breakout. That's only if you get him at a reasonable. You don't want to basically pay for his ceiling. You know what I mean? Is his ceiling really like a top 10 fantasy player? I don't think so.
Definitely not. Definitely not.
So.
But
I mean, I think taking him, I don't think he should go undrafted, but I wouldn't take him as a starting receiver on my fantasy team.
Yeah. You don't want to wait. I see this all the time for people say I need to see it first, so I got to wait and see it. But it's by then it's too late.
Right.
He's not on any of your fantasy teams. It's like Christian Watson last year, right? Christian Watson's a great example. By the time you saw it from Christian Watson, it was too late because everybody who had Christian Watson is like, haha, I have Christian Watson and you don't. It's too late by then. So you have to be able to kind of you have to be willing to gamble on that to a point and say okay, I'm willing, but I think the 5th is too early. And also, let's throw out 10 times more talented than Hollywood.
10 times. Wow.
I don't know who Trace McCasley is, but Jameson's quarterback is Jared Goff, who, let's not forget, has been a complete bust in the NFL outside of 1 Super Bowl run and half of last year. It's not like literally he was still terrible in half the games last year.
Yeah, just the home games he was good.
Yes. What's up, Marquise?
So, Marquise, are you in the draft? He's just watching, hanging out.
He's just checking it out.
All right, Marquise. I think he's in Carolina. I'm being Carolina a week from now. I'll be over there, all around the country this year.
He was. That just shows you how bad QB was, though. Like QB was. QB, that was last year. QB was like the worst I can ever remember it. I think I talked about this a few drafts ago, where it was something like only seven QBs averaged over 20 points per game, or 6 or 7, which is extremely low.
Yeah, there's no doubt he was one of the top fantasy scoring quarterbacks, but again, you're comparing him to a lot of guys that you don't really get too excited about on your team. In real life, how many receivers can you really support that are going to be, breakout players for fantasy?
Yeah,
look, I don't hate James Williams. I'm not saying that. Just saying 5th round's a little too high.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 7 QBs over 20 points per game last year. Jared Goff averaged 17. Jared Goff actually in points per game was only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So it's like, yeah, he finished QB 10 because QB was terrible last year, but in 14th in points per game. Like Jared Goff was nothing special. He had some really good games and some really terrible games.
Well, he put up some really big numbers because their defense was so bad. They had to. They had no choice. They had to throw it 50 times. And that's exactly why Trevor Lawrence was Trevor Lawrence amazing last year? No, it's just he had games where they threw it 50 times. He put up volume because Jacksonville defense also was kind of suspect. So, I'm okay taking Trevor Lawrence. Yeah, I could see Trevor Lawrence being one of those guys. Fields, by the way, that's great value for Fields. I can't believe he dropped this far.
Definitely good value for Fields.
Take a chance again. I'm going to be, Marquise asking, I'm going to be in Charlotte. Just found out a week ago my daughter's going to college in Charlotte, Johnson, Wales. Pretty happy about that. You're going to see the swag up here pretty soon. Yeah, Fields must have been married. There goes Lawrence.
Oh, bus.
I'm okay going tight end here.
Neck and neck with Zach Wilson.
Yeah. It's anybody's game. Yeah.
Anybody's game. I mean, this is going to be the year when Aaron Rodgers decides he's returning to Green Bay and they didn't get Derek Carr. Zach Wilson will show them. He will show them this year.
I want to see the Jets get Aaron Rodgers and then announce there's going to be a competition for the starting job. Let's see if Rodgers can earn it. Let's see if he's still got something left, if he can beat out Wilson.
Oh, that'd be great. And then Zach Wilson beats him out. That'd be fantastic.
and then he does beat him out. Our tight end run. Not see that coming.
I mean, I know I said I'm either Travis Kelce or bust, but when I can get Mark Andrews in the 6, I will take my chances.
Yeah, and the same thing here is I'm already loaded up at wide receiver. There's not a running back right now I'm too worried about missing out on. So I'll take a top 5 guy here. Why not? Okay, so Quentin Johnson's taken. Is that the only? Oh, there's 2 rookie receivers got taken, JSN and Johnson. Yeah. Jordan Addison will go undrafted, guarantee it.
I don't know if he'll go undrafted, but I also don't know if I'm ready to take him here. Man, what is going to happen with Lamar?
Falcons. We got 10 seconds to decide.
I'll take the risk. I'll gamble on Lamar in the 7th. Either being a Raven or somewhere else. Although the Falcons just said they're not going to pursue him, which is crazy. Like,
yeah, smoke screen.
I mean, it has to be, right? Like a guy like Lamar Jackson is available. You have to like. How can you not?
Exactly. That's interesting. Said he has T-Law ahead of Fields, but then went Fields. No, I don't think. I mean, look, yeah, I got Fields over Lawrence, but I don't think it's going to be atrocious to pass on him. I mean, there's issues. There's question marks with Fields. Like, you know, he's not like a confirmed top 5 quarterback. He's got to do it over a whole season. You know what I mean? And we don't know what the Bears are going to look like next year offensively.
That's the big thing to me. What do the Bears do this offseason? If the Bears do what they should do, which is get them at least one elite weapon and bolster that offensive line, I will no doubt have Fields over Lawrence because that 1,000-yard rushing upside is just such a game changer. But if the Bears don't, like if he has to go into next season with Darnell Mooney, Chase Claypool, and Grandpa Vilas as his wide receiver group, then I won't be as excited about Fields because, you know, it's just hard when you don't have like those weapons. Like the rushing can only do so much. And you can't expect, like last year, he was ripping off like 50, 60-yard touchdowns, it seemed like every single week. And you can't expect that week to week. So, but if they get him weapons, definitely be higher on him.
They've got to get, I mean, even if they don't spend all this money they have to get a receiver, which I can understand because the wide receiver free agent class really isn't that great this year. It's just not a lot of guys. I mean, if you want an elite wideout anyways, you got to trade for one. So what they should do is once they trade that number 1 pick and get multiple firsts, go out and get a field stretcher, get a guy like Zay Flowers, right? Somebody like that who can be an athlete on the outside. Then you got the bigger guy with Claypool, you got Mooney, and that's a decent trio. But you also don't need, because look, Justin Fields' game is they're not going to have him throw the ball 40 plus times a game, right? That's not how your offense needs to operate. So you just need one guy who can hit those home run plays. So that's, if I'm Bears GM, that's what I'm doing, but of course not.
Yeah, or even like, again, I talked about this last year. If we were doing mock drafts right now last year, and I said A.J. Brown's going to be an Eagle and Marquise Brown's going to be a Cardinal and Devontae Adams is going to be a Raider, people would have been like, you're crazy. Whatever, dude, you're crazy, right? Like, you don't know what teams out there at wide receiver, right, that are thinking like, just move him, just trade him, get what we can for him before he leaves for free agency or whatever it might be. So,
yeah, talking Stephon Diggs, talking about wanting to go to Dallas, and you know, there's plenty of guys who will be on the move that you did not see coming. So,
yeah.
We think the Giants getting a wide receiver 1. I mean, I have Isaiah Hodgins. Do they really need anything else? All right.
I don't even know what the Giants to me. Poor Giants. They're going to commit all this money to a mediocre QB. And as much as I like Saquon Barkley, a 26-year-old running back coming off another season where he had a huge amount of touches, and I just feel like they're going to be mediocre for the next 3 to 4 years again.
Maybe I'll be wrong. Daniel Jones and Saquon Barkley could take you far into the playoffs if you have the best defense in the NFL.
Yeah.
They don't. That's the problem. Look, if that's your formula, just keep it the way it is and be conservative on offense and efficient. And all right, they better load up on defense. But I don't see them having that really stud playmaker that can do that. So I don't think their concern needs to be the wide receiver. Their concern needs to be their defense based on the direction they're going. Because, you know, Dayball can figure things out offensively with schemes and get them by just like he did last year as far as offense. But they need to shore up the defense. All right, here we go. Sean Payton talk.
It's more like
Are we
Javonte
seeing
talk.
Javonte talk? Are we seeing a good year for Javonte? If he had all his ligaments intact, yes, but not this year.
If he had a knee, I would be all over Javonte. But man, multi-ligament ACL tear suffered in week 4. I'm good passing on Javonte, and I wouldn't even be surprised if the Broncos take a day 2 running back this year. Because let's not forget, as much as I like Javonte, he wasn't an incredible prospect. He wasn't, extremely high draft capital, and he wasn't drafted by this coaching staff. So, like, if a running back that Sean Payton really likes falls, I don't think Sean Payton will hesitate to draft a running back. And there's no guarantee next year Javonte Williams just walks into the starting job.
This is all very true, and this is why I keep saying, like, right now they have to get a running back. They have Javonte, who probably won't be ready for week 1. They have Chase Edmonds. So I want whoever they're going to draft, assuming they draft a running back, or maybe they sign one, who's going to be the pass catching back in the Sean Payton offense. That's who I want. Somebody who can catch, 50 plus balls, and that's who you're going to look for. If they get a guy like with some speed and some receiving chops, a guy like a Shane, somebody like that, even with Deuce Vaughn, if they go him late, he could be a sneaky pick. So that's what I'm looking for. Who's going to be the pass catching back in that offense? Tony's a nice pick there. I don't like Tony, but I like the pick there.
Yeah, go for the upside for the 3 or 4 games he can actually play next year. Especially after that report today that they're just going to roll into next season with the same. They're not even going to upgrade the wide receiver position. They're like, we got Patrick Mahomes. Why do we need wide receivers? We don't even need wide receivers.
They need? Is that like, oh, you know what you guys really need? No, you don't need anything. It doesn't matter. They have Pat Mahomes. They have Andy Reid.
They honestly might as well just try to build an elite defense, an elite O-line, and be like, roll out whoever at wide receiver. It doesn't matter because we have Patrick Mahomes. Doesn't even matter.
It really doesn't matter.
Rob Oliver Russ this year. Top 5 for Russ this year. That's a hot take.
That is hot. All right, we're fine now. Loading up on running backs. Still passing on Kamara. I'm still passing on Javonte.
Yeah.
And Fournette. That's like that takes like fresh out the cast iron pan.
Yes, that is cast iron skillet hot.
What about Cortland Sutton? Did Sutton go already?
Future Jet. I thought that was Hopkins. I thought Hopkins was a future Jet.
Is Sutton? So Sutton's still out there? He sure is. All right. You can take him, Jazz. MT still out there. Gabe's still out there.
Can't wait. Oh man, hope they follow me.
Do you think Miles Sanders, as a free agent, does leave Philly? Or they just keep him locked up?
Well, I will say real quick, I almost took Sutton on my last pick. So sorry. Whoops, what happened there? He's not making it to Chisholm. Can they produce a solid RB1, RB2? Probably not. Just because the nature of that offense and how they run it and how they use so many different running backs. But I think they can produce some guys with upside. It's,
I mean, you've got to think if Sanders is gone, they're replacing him somehow with somebody else, either a different, similar free agent, or they draft somebody. Probably not, because now they're going to have some other parts to replace on defense. But Gainwell is fine. His role, I don't think, will change that much. But I don't know. I don't see Sanders leaving. I think they'll keep him.
Yeah, I don't think Sanders is going to. I don't think there's going to be teams just, tripping over themselves to try to sign Miles Sanders. I don't think he's going to have a lot of interest necessarily.
Yeah, not a ton of shooters.
I think he'll probably end up back in Philly.
Come on.
Okay, I will say this: if the Titans are really shopping Derrick Henry, this would make sense, as would some other teams, because if you're gonna trade for Derrick Henry, you've got to be a team that's ready to win right now. You gotta be a team that feels like, okay, Derrick Henry can give our offense what it didn't have last year. I don't know if the Eagles would do it, but I'm just saying, like a team like that, or the Chiefs, like a team like that needs that ground game. Oh, who got the Kamara auto? Rye Raps with the Kamara auto.
Yeah, Rye Raps has been, I think, timed out twice. And then Javonte, I'm guessing that was an auto too. I'm not sure if that pick was intentional.
I don't think so. Well, he did fry his motherboard, so maybe. Maybe with
there you go. That explains it.
Maybe with his fried motherboard, he misread. Maybe he thought it said Jamal Williams.
It was Jameson Williams. He thought he'd fell to him. That's where. So now you like a package deal. You got to get Chase Edmonds to go with him.
Yeah. You gotta exactly. That way you got the Broncos backfield on locked up.
Lock it up. Lock it up now. Oh, it did take Gabe.
Gabe Davis can't help himself.
That's what happens. Don't go on auto, folks, because then you wind up with Kamara and Fournette.
Got the Kamara, Lenny, double stack.
Nobody's buying into Michael Thomas. He's still there.
No. Can you do like cast iron stem cells? Cast iron stem cells for his knee.
Rapid ACL regrowth. Cornbread will do it.
All right.
Yeah, look, I don't think Fournette is done. Like, he's not, one leg out the door, gone from the league next year. Wherever he does go, he's going to have to be a situational back, right? Timeshare kind of guy, rely on some goal line carries. So,
yeah. No, I don't think Fournette's done. I think Fournette's most likely path is like Zeke, where he's like the Thunder, right? Short yardage between the tackles, goal line type of guy, which is fine. It's fine. Like it's usable, especially like during bye weeks or especially a running back. I mean, by the end of the season, if your RB2 is giving you 11 points, you're ecstatic. That's how bad running back gets.
Yeah, you could do worse.
Are we seeing a Trey Lance breakout next year?
I don't think so. I really don't. I don't know. I honestly have a little bit more confidence going into next year in Jordan Love than I do in Trey Lance. Come on, Tanner. See you got. All right. Just in time. I didn't want you to time out.
Who? Chase Brown? You're all over Chase. You're all over Chase Brown now.
I mean, did you see his 40 time?
I mean, yeah.
Do I need? How many rookies do I have? Not enough. Okay. Downs. Shoot for the upside. Shoot for the upside.
Where is Foreman going to surprise us? Because he's a free agent, right?
Yeah, but they said that they were wanting to keep him, or I think Deuce Staley said they wanted to keep him. They like him.
Yeah, but Deuce Staley also said I use 3 running backs.
Right, but think about the way they use,
which we know is true.
Jamal. If they use him like the way they used Jamal Williams in Detroit, not that he got nearly the same offensive line, but still, I think he could do something like what he did last year. He was actually pretty good.
Well, they could use him like they used Jamal Williams, but I mean, he's not going to score 17 touchdowns probably.
No. He's not going to be as productive as Jamal Williams, but he gets used similarly. Yeah, Detroit has a great O-line. Carolina's not there yet, but
yeah,
I think
also
he's a decent late pick.
I mean, at this point of the draft, there's not a lot of guys that you feel are, can't miss. A lot of misses. Right. A lot of misses in this point of the draft. A lot of misses.
Stinger, I'll take the compliment. Do you like Downs? Downs is a guy who's been really productive. And it wasn't just because of the system, wasn't just because of his quarterback, had to adjust to a new quarterback last year, was still good. So, yeah, we'll see. See if he gets in the right situation.
I like Downs. I think we're going to see – I think the way people have wide receivers ranked last night or right now is not how they're going to be drafted.
Oh, no. There's always somebody who shoots at the board that we did not expect. I think like Tyquan Thornton last year. There's always guys who fall. Yeah. I feel like that's not quite true. It's a little exaggerated. Tim Patrick, were we taking him in the 3rd round last year? I don't think so.
I don't believe so. I'm pretty sure he was a late round guy. 3rd round. Maybe Sutton was going in the 3rd round. Maybe Sutton and Judy were going like 3rd round, but not Patrick. Not quite 3rd round. He always does. He's one of my favorite. Like, I don't understand. Like, I get it. He was bad. He was bad last year. But come on, he hadn't played football in 2 years. If you like, every year other than his rookie year, he was like a top 5 QB. I don't know why. Like, I feel like Watson might be the one QB this year that we look back on and was like, oh yeah, he was a good value.
I'm not trying to play the late quarterback game, but if I am, that's the guy who I'm targeting.
Yeah.
Either him or you take a shot on Russ or Tua, hoping that they come through. There's Tua, just as I speak his name. Just noticed, I didn't even realize, just now noticed that Aaron Rodgers was taken 2 rounds ago.
That's got to be Bus. taking the future Jets quarterback.
Yeah, exactly.
But Watson's gonna have a full offseason. with the Browns now, and also a full offseason without all the talk about like, is he going to be suspended? All these cases, right? He's going to have like a full offseason to finally just focus on football. Yeah. I think Watson's going to have a big bounce back here this year. I think he's way undervalued.
Yeah, and by the time he stepped in, I mean, they basically already knew they weren't going to be a playoff team, and that team was not going anywhere. He was rusty. He had all that going on. You can't say it didn't weigh on him and everybody around him. Sure. So, I feel like this year will be different.
Yeah.
Now, I don't think he'll be necessarily leading the league in passing because he's on a different offense, right? He's got a team that actually can run the ball and wants to run the ball. He's not going to be on Houston, where always had one of the worst defenses in the league, and he doesn't have a DeAndre Hopkins. But I think he's still really solid. He should be top 10 for sure.
Yeah, but I mean, he does have Amari Cooper, so
yeah. Take my guy.
Oh, one more round. Okay, I didn't know.
This is it. There you go.
Chase Edmonds. There you go.
Redemption.
Oh, he's gone. Okay, never mind. There's two guys I was thinking about here, but one of them's gone. So maybe the other one will fall. Nope.
Well, let's talk about this because Allen Robinson on the trade block too. That's another rumor we've heard. Not sure teams are lining up to get him, but is it possible he goes somewhere and actually does revive his career?
No. No.
Dust?
No. I think he's dust.
Nice. And notice you went a little run there. Got your rookie running backs.
Yeah. I like Kendra, even though he didn't test at the combine. I think I really like him. I still like Evans, even though he didn't test at the combine. But not guy Yuzia, however you pronounce his name.
Mm-hmm.
I already kind of liked him, like his profile, and he really impressed at the combine. So I think he might shoot up a little higher than people think. He's a guy I like.
And these are all guys who just need a shot, right? Just give them a shot. You don't know who's going to fall into what role. Guys who didn't test well and didn't, wow anybody last year, like Bam Knight. He got a shot for 2-3 weeks. He was really good. And then he wasn't.
I mean, look at Tyler Algier didn't test well. Damian Pierce didn't test well. Kenneth Walker tested good, but not like elite.
Right.
It does, like at running back, it's not about that. It's about the opportunity first, and then it's like I care more about their production in college, their size. I think size is very important. I think people everybody want a Shane. Yeah, sure, he's 188 pounds. He's not going to get. Maybe he'll get 10 touches in a game, maybe, but he can't pass block. So how is he going to be out there on third down?
Right.
He can't, you know what I mean? How is he going to be out there on third down when he can't pass protect? So, yeah.
All right, we are done. That's a wrap. Bussy's some solid teams. He's not sure who's at number 6, but he kind of likes that squad. I do see the dolphin emoji, so all right, let's do it.
Actually, we have to hold on. The people have demanded. We don't have to grade. We don't have to give every team a grade, but we actually have to go through team by team and at least say which one we liked, which one we don't.
All right. So hits and misses.
Yeah, or just talk about the team generally, and maybe go over like our couple favorite. Maybe just say which teams are our favorites or something.
We had some different builds. Just trying to see. Okay, so I mean, look, I'm not fundamentally totally opposed to going with 3 running backs before you take 3 receivers, but Joe, um, yeah, I don't know if I love. We're starting 3 receivers in this league, correct?
Yes.
I mean, I like DPJ, but as like a flex or like a maybe 4th receiver, not as my number 3 receiver in Zay Jones. And so I think it was a little too running back too early. I like, as always, I like AL's strategy. Went Kelsey, Garrett Wilson, Cooper. I don't love Ridley in the 4th. I would have rather had, London or maybe even Keenan Allen there, but always a solid build. Don't love Mixon. I usually like AL's drafts a lot, but I'm just, not crazy about Mixon as the RB1 there. So I think my favorite team here, probably, well, not including my own, of course. You know what? I kind of like that clapping cheeks fella.
Yeah, I'm getting there. I'll say right now, I'm just going team by team. Yeah, I agree with you about Castles. I don't mind his 3 running backs, and I don't even mind like DJ Moore, but I would have liked to see maybe. I know, like, I don't know. Wide receiver is definitely gonna be an issue. I would like to see more shots down late.
Yeah.
I like your bill. I like your team for a 0 RB team. Definitely running back. I mean, I do like Monty, depending on where he winds up. Tanner, it's kind of hard because he autoed Dalvin. I like Stinger's team. Cup Waddle. Chubb is great value in the 3rd. Got Burrow. Got Lockett as your wide receiver 3. Sanders, Quentin Johnson. Got Evan. I like Stinger's team.
Yeah, Stinger very solid.
Yeah, I like Stinger's team. Let's see, the baseball player.
It's a little jet heavy.
It's a little jet heavy. Definitely a little jet heavy. It's got potential, though. It's got potential. I don't know if it's up there with my favorites, but I don't dislike it necessarily. Dubs got Adams, Debo, Big Mike, Swift, and Akers. That's pretty nice. Good value. Bateman. Got Muth. Went with the Tua Trey Lance stack at the end. I don't mind that team. I like that team. How much of Ryrap's team did he actually draft? I know he autoed Kamara and Leonard.
Yeah, it was. Well, I think actually I don't remember. Round 8, he might have auto 2. He got a rookie there, Jaden Reed and Kamara, Fournette. I mean, I think the end kind of killed it. And it took Dak when he already had Josh Allen. So I think pretty much the whole second half killed him.
Okay. All right, let's see the Cheeks team. A.J. Brown, Barkley, Watson, London Pickens, Gibbs, Charbonnet, Jacoby. All right, then he went Javonte and Gabe, so whatever. He had a couple bad picks there. But then Deshaun, Damien Harris, Knox. I think he just took I think he watched my video today and intentionally took those guys.
that wouldn't surprise me.
It's not. Yeah, I like that team. It's a good team. Ale, Kelsey, Wilson, Cooper, Ridley, Mooney. Mooney in the 5th feels very early to me. But maybe that's just how it goes in these drafts.
Yeah.
I don't know. But I mean, Mixon, Algier, Herbert, when you go 0 RB, I don't think that's terrible. That's a pretty good team. Brian, JT, Bijan, Mahomes, Pollard. Okay, well, those are 3 good running backs and a good quarterback, but what do you do at wide receiver? You get Jackson Smith, Dotson, Flowers, Addison, Gallup. Yeah, a lot of dice rolls at wide receiver there, and you got to start 3 of them. What about Keith? Eckler, Higgins, Ayuk. Feels early for Ayuk, doesn't it? Even though I do like Ayuk, does that feel early for Ayuk in the 3rd?
Yeah, Ayuk's kind of in the middle here. 3rd round, yeah, that's too early for him. 3rd round, I think. I mean, obviously, he wasn't going to get him on the way back because he was at the end there.
True.
It's okay. It's okay. Ayuk and Pittman are kind of it's the start of that group here where there's some veterans that you're not crazy about. They're solid, but there's some questions, like the Godwin and the, Hopkins, those types. So they're not reaches per se, but
yeah, that's fair. That's fair. We're kind of in that range.
Yeah.
Aaron Jones, Deontay that low. I mean, that seems good. Pacheco, Burks, Mitchell. That's a pretty good team too.
Yeah, I think you got a lot of good values. I think overall, like you said, I like Stinger's team is probably the most solid from top to bottom. I think he's probably got the highest floor. I do like Dr. Cheeks, his upside. I like the upside there because Watson, London, and Pickens, you have three guys there who could all emerge, as huge playmakers.
Yeah.
You got Barkley and then Gibbs or Charbonnet. I think at RB2, you might get a huge playmaker there either way. And then Deshaun Watson, I think that was good value at quarterback. So I really like the upside of that team. I don't like Dawson Knox too much as a starting tight end, but whatever. You're the last to pick a tight end. I don't even count that too much.
Right. I mean, who's left? So
yeah.
I like Cheeks' team. I like Stinger's team. I probably would really like Keith's team if he had gone Dak over Osborne. Like Dak still being there in the 12th round. I probably would like this team a lot if he'd gone Dak. Because Geno Smith is like, okay, sure, he's fine, but
yeah, game manager.
Yeah, I would like if he would have gone Dak when he took KJ Osborne and then got whoever with his last pick. I think that'd be really solid. But yeah, Cheeks did good tonight. He did good tonight. It's a good team.
I think so.
All right.
That's it. Okay, well, this was fun. Let's do it again.
Let's do it again. How about tomorrow? What do you think about tomorrow? Should we do it tomorrow?
Yeah, tomorrow usually works. So, guys, if you want to get in, you didn't, you know what to do. Hit subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the notifications so that way you'll know when we jump in live and get in here. Make sure you're refreshing constantly. Just pretend it's Black Friday. Waiting for that new toaster oven. Hit subscribe, and also we've got some more exciting content coming out all off season. Some surprises. It's just going to get more real next week. Free agency, and then the NFL draft. The combine already went down, so it's never too early to talk football. All right, guys. Thanks for joining us.